Hey, listen, I just want to call out one person.
And I hate myself a lot.
But,
You're getting punched in.
there needs to be more Street Shark references.
I say,
Funny as hell.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Underqualified and Overcompensated podcast. I am your host with the least most, Rhodes.
It's your boy Rico.
I'm still Firth.
Ladies and
Still
gentlemen, he's
Firth.
still Firth. We appreciate you listening to our second podcast. This is episode 2, take 27. We have had quite some hurdles this past week trying to record this, but we are
And
finally
whose fault is that?
yours, 100% yours.
100%.
This falls
Yes.
on no one but you.
Correct.
I just wanted to point out it was my fault.
Sorry, I record on a drunk Raspberry Pi.
Wait, you were drunk or the Raspberry Pi was drunk?
Your computer, your Raspberry Pi was drunk. I really have to update right now. This is so hard. 99%. I'm good with 2% for now.
Windows 10 is very reliable.
You're not even operating off of Windows 10. You're operating off an old Monk turning like a handle like that goes on the front of like an old T model Ford, but it's connected to a typewriter that is shoved up a horse's ass, and you're just cranking.
This is pre-printing press.
Yes.
Sebastian is very reliable most of the time, okay?
Literally took you 15 minutes for your computer to unfuck Zencaster to fucking record, which, by the way, this podcast is recorded on Zencaster.
Brought to you by Zencaster. If you want to be Zen, make sure you caster.
Oh,
You're
I
welcome.
don't even know what that means.
Wow, that was so clean, too.
It was.
We didn't talk over each other or anything.
We're not even sponsored by them.
No.
Not yet.
Oh, shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is sponsored to you and brought to you by our wallets.
Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week we decided to actually bring you some content that is legitimately non-incendiary, non-hot button. We are just going to talk. It's going to kind of be a
Unless
free
you're
flow.
a fan of White Claw. If you're a fan of White Claw, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, Rico has staged a war against White Claw for no reasons.
Hey, just like Rhodes was saying, episode 2, not going to be that, big of a deal. Abortion, what do you think? Yes, no? We want to hear your opinions.
Nope. This isn't the Sarah Silverman podcast.
Oh man,
Oh shit! We're just calling out comedians. Okay.
the worst
I
people
feel
to
awkward
call out.
now.
The one group of people that could literally eviscerate us.
Right?
She's a comedian and she understands where her views lie. I think she would be perfectly fine as long as I didn't say something offensive about her. I'm just saying I'm not going to step on your ground. That's all.
Hey, Jim Gaffigan, get off Hot Pockets, fool.
Hey, don't you come after that man's hot pockets and fighting words. Jim Gaffigan's a very large man.
Right?
So, anyway, like we said, we're just trying to free flow, let you guys know a little bit more about us through just our conversation, some stories, some things that we reflect on a daily basis. Just a basic everyday conversation. The first one we said that we wanted you to imagine being around the water cooler, around the smoke shack, talking to us, trying to figure out life's most ultimate issues. And that's what this one is for. This is just hopefully going to be a fun time. You're going to laugh, probably piss yourself. I don't know. You do you, boo-boo. We're going to figure it out as we go.
I've already peed myself, so we're 2/3 of the way there. That's good.
Hey, we're all the way there then.
Has anyone else pissed themselves?
You know you have. You're just afraid to say it.
Yeah.
No, that's my secret. I'm always pissing myself.
Come clean with the listeners.
I'm just constantly pissing myself. If you're ever in a Walmart and you see a stream of piss, which, let's face it, you're in a Walmart, you're going to see it.
Yeah. No, that's just going into a Walmart.
50 shares, 50 likes. Rhodes will post a picture of himself wet.
Ooh,
Jesus.
you never designated what kind of wet, so I'm riding that train.
Wow.
I did not.
All right. 50 shares, 50 likes. You heard it, people.
Yeah. What was from the previous recordings? What was it? 100 shares
Yes.
and 100 likes, and Firth was
Yes.
going to do what?
No, we're not
No.
getting back into it. It was going to be a picture of, let's just say, a bowel movement.
Yes.
And I was not okay with that.
This was, if I can give a little backstory, this was at a time that I was not feeling well. And I decided, just in case people did not believe I wasn't feeling well, I took a picture of the damage that was currently happening at the time
Well put.
in case photographic evidence was needed. I then, in podcast 2.3 many eons ago, sent the picture to both Rhodes and Firth, and we decided, well,
That's
I said
right.
50 likes, 50 shares. I'll put it out there if you guys are into that. Firth negotiated up, so blame him.
Yes. I insisted that there be 100 and 100.
100 shares, 100 likes, and
Yeah.
you all will get what you have been beckoning for, where you have been messaging us and calling us and emailing us and sending carrier pigeons, what you want as the people, which is a picture of Rico's poop.
None of you want that. None of you want that.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
But
I'm still
seriously,
thinking it's not a bad idea.
Okay, that was a roller coaster right there.
100 shares and 100 likes. Great. We'll figure out another thing. I don't know. Rico will make another meme. He makes them constantly.
No, because that's going to happen regardless of 100 or 100.
They don't know that.
Yes, they do. He's already posted 9,000 of them.
I haven't yet. All the ones I made the other day, pooping on Firth, metaphorically, and also, I don't know, it might have been all of us. Those are all still on my phone. But if you want to see those, that's easily 25 likes, 25 shares.
Oh, I was going to go for the easy low price of 2 and 2.
Okay, we'll do that.
No,
You know what?
no.
I'll see.
No, stop selling yourself short. 25.
All right, fine. It's been said twice. 25. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a democracy in this podcast. We do represent the vote of ourselves. I think this is obviously the easiest House of Congress that's ever been assembled.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is, for sure.
Oh, yes.
This is why we have 3 instead of 4, so there's always a tiebreaker.
Or the
Yes.
tiebreaker. Yeah, guest speakers don't get a vote.
Nope, not at all.
No.
Which
They can influence,
you're
though. They can be
following
like
us-
the Koch brothers and influence it. But which, on hindsight, probably shouldn't shit on the Koch brothers.
I also like how you shit on the Koch brothers. You could have gone to like Soros or someone like that.
No.
Or no, you were just like, nah, fuck those twins.
No, I mean the wrinkly old ball sack of men,
Yeah.
Koch brothers, not
Wow.
the younger looking ones from like Jersey Shore that have their own reality TV show. I didn't mean those guys.
I think they spell their names differently because the real Koch brothers are what, Koch?
Yes.
And I think the Jersey Shore guys are literally just Coke. Just like, yes, we do Coke.
audience, if you do not know who they're talking about, then you fall in line with me. I have no idea who the hell.
So I'll be honest with you. I know the Koch brothers, the old ballsack men. I do not know who Rhodes is referencing with the new Jersey
The
Shore.
Jersey
like
Shore
that.
guys?
I feel like you know
I
a lot
have
of
no clue.
old bold sock men.
How dare you? Okay, as the middle child of this podcast, I refuse to be the shitbag who gets made fun of for his age.
As the middle child of this podcast, you're the one that's the most desperate for attention. I don't know. That's the science right there.
Yes. Have you listened to any of our episodes? 100%.
They're basically just Jersey Shore incarnate. But either way.
Are they actually called the Koch
Yeah,
brothers?
no, they are twins, and they are the Koch brothers. And recently, on an episode of Patriot Act with Hassan Minaj, he was talking about the old Koch brothers, but he refused to use their picture because it literally cost him money every time he did it.
Awesome.
Oh, so you've said their names like 100 times, so we
No,
make
saying
no
their name's
money
fine,
off
but
this.
because in order to get their image, they own the companies that you get images from as a production company. So
That's amazing.
So in order to get the pictures of them, you're paying them to shit on them. So Hassan Minaj refused, and he was just showing pictures of the other Koch brothers who have their own reality TV show.
Mm.
I just want to make a point. Hey, very wealthy and influential Koch brothers, when you're listening to this podcast,
Yeah, when, not if. When.
No, correct. No, I chose my
Yeah.
words correctly. That's fucking brilliant. Brilliant. I am 100% on board. That is some evil empire type shit.
I think they actually spell it the same way.
It's
Yeah,
KOCH.
I think it's spelled exactly the same way. But I digress.
I
You
have the Googles.
Googles. I have the power. But I digress. So everyone, how was your week?
Wow.
Besides you dying on the toilet,
Well.
obviously.
What a loaded
Yes.
question.
Wasn't it?
You know, it was loaded. Me, but not in a good way.
Hi-yo!
I was I made the mistake of eating some food that may or may not have been the temperature, and spent probably in the neighborhood of 12 hours expelling bodily items from every orifice.
Basically, Rico's body just went ice on his whole body and was like, everything's
Yep.
brown, gotta go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just mass deportation.
Wow.
I don't feel comfortable with that, but that's funny.
No.
My people came on a
Nailed it.
But yeah, that was my week. Spending a lot of time on different bathroom floors in my home, and you know, it's like when I woke up at probably 3 a.m, between 2 and 3 a.m, and I was like, oh, this is a familiar feeling. I have to go vomit. Doesn't happen very often, so I go downstairs as to not wake up my family, because I am a family man first. So I go downstairs, I start to expel fluids orally, and then I feel what is the equivalent of a dog scratching on the back door, if you know what I'm saying. If that rings true to your ears. So I'm like, uh-oh, I also know this
He had a
feeling.
couple ground squirrels playing peekaboo.
If the bouncers are kicking everyone out from the front door and the back door, it means something bad is happening inside the club.
Wow. That's awesome.
I then spent a lot of time on different bathroom floors, and then passing out because I was then dehydrated. And yeah, that was super fun, but I'm feeling better now. Thanks for your concern. All 3 seconds of it.
I was never concerned. I've seen you in worse states, to be honest. So
No, you haven't. This was bad. Like I was passing out everywhere all over my house because my body was just so done.
just shutting down. It's like, we got to reboot, man.
Where's the reset button, guy? It's definitely not inside.
It's gone now.
When we talked to him last night,
Oh, you
Oh
sounded
my
rough, man.
Yeah.
it was, yeah,
Very
you
bad.
were just ready to like narrate an Audible book. You were just talking real low.
Shout out to my troop. If any of y'all listen, for coming to check on me. It was unexpected, but thank you.
Yeah, but were they doing it out of concern?
Listen, I don't care why or how it came to be. I still appreciated it because at some point I was passed out on my bathroom floor.
Was it the question, hey, man, do you think Rico's actually like dying? Or was it the question, hey, do you think he's shamming?
Hey, you know what? What if I was dying? They still came to check on me.
They
Shout out.
They did the due diligence and made sure you weren't dying.
You think Doc's full of shit? Yeah, he's probably full of shit. Not anymore.
He's probably hammered right now.
Not today.
So that was a good chunk of my week. How was your week, guys?
Better than that.
was that not the right lead in?
Even today wasn't as
Yes.
bad as yours. And my day was rough, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, I won't go too into it. But you ever have those days where you wake up, right? You work out, you're fine. You didn't want to, but you did it. You feel better for doing it. You go to work, you're feeling good. You're kind of getting stuff done. You're actually accomplishing some shit. And then all of a sudden, that little voice in the back of your head is like, it's too good. The fucking's about to happen. And you're like, the fucking little voice? And he goes, wait for it. And then, like the Kool-Aid man busting through your good vibe bubble,
no!
the fucking just inserts itself. And that was the remainder of my day. Just normal shit happening, of course. We all have bad days. It wasn't the worst day I've experienced. But the fucking did insert itself today. and everyone around me was also feeling it. It was just a collective fucking. We all worked our best way
Yes.
through it.
And I helped.
And Rico helped, and I mopped
Yeah,
the
right.
floor.
Because I wanted to get someone else somewhere else.
This is my pay it back to humanity. Oh, you guys are scrubbing stuff? Let me put some water on the floor real quick. Yep, this is good.
I was cleaning a urinal that had probably years of piss calcium caked on it. It was like scrubbing barnacles off of a boat. Like, it was terrible. Oh, I didn't even get it all.
You are, oh my God, stop. You are an angel. That was unbelievable what you did there. Yes. It was like those adoptive dog videos and they're just staring up at you.
He did have that sad look on his face when I came. That's why I grabbed the mop bucket.
Because he just looks at you and he's like, in the eyes of an angel.
If you want to adopt a soldier today, please call.
For less than $1 a day, Rhodes will stop scraping piss out of a urinal and he will live a full life. And how do you say no to that, you monster?
Just that sentence right there, Rhodes can stop scraping piss.
Yes.
Scraping piss should never
Yes.
be a verb for
I am
that.
aware,
Yeah.
and I use that intentionally.
Those barnacles have been there since the Germans occupied the area.
100%.
Yes. You shouldn't have to scrape World War II Nazi barnacles off of a
He
fluid.
said it. That was Nazi piss solidified in that urinal. Fucking Hans was drunk, and he was just like, "I'm a piss in the urinal."
That was the terrible.
That was a spot on German accent.
He's Norwegian / Norwegian, German,
I don't give a
Austrian.
shit. What are they gonna do?
It was just offensive to all of like Northern Europe.
You're going to have to pay a fine because that's a thing here in Germany. If you bring up the old days, as I'll put them, because I don't feel like paying for shit right now,
Okay.
you can be fined and get jail
Of course
time.
you can. Of course you can, because this is the land of the free, right?
This is not America.
It's only if you bring it up in seriousness or as an insult and or threat. If you're bringing it up in a historical sense, it's fine.
Yes. Okay. In a historical aspect. Hey, guess what?
Say it correctly now. Fix
Okay,
it.
you're right.
No, I said it fine. If I'm shouting out my window at Germans walking by and screaming at them that they're Nazis, now I'm
Yes.
arrested.
But instead, you're going, hey, guess what? For a period of time, you tried to annihilate some people. Maybe don't do that again.
I like how you came at that conversation like a worried coworker. Like, hey, Bob, I heard that you didn't like a group of the people who work here in the office, and we would appreciate if you stopped murdering them.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And if you stop segregating them to the other side of the office, because we got shit to do, Bob.
We love the point program or star program, but you really don't have to mark
Oh,
stars.
shit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I feel like it's just bringing down productivity within the workplace. Hey, Bob, what are you doing there? What? Hey, Bob. Hey.
Bob, people don't work here overnight. We don't need showers.
Hey, Bob, maybe when you put someone in a shower, make sure water comes out. Okay? Can you do that?
I almost just spat water all over my fucking computer.
Bob, I've noticed these showers you've installed.
You're welcome.
They don't have any drains in them. Isn't that interesting? These showers that you put in, no drains.
Bob, we don't have a train here. Why are you laying tracks?
I'm laughing, but also I had been to
Stop
Dachau,
it! Now you're bringing.
and that shit is daunting.
Now you're bringing realism
wow.
into it. Yeah.
This started as a pyramid,
Yep.
and you decided
Wow.
to just like nuke the pyramid.
My
Wow.
fucking conscience came through.
Wow. Now I feel guilt. I didn't know I felt
Yeah.
guilt anymore.
Yeah, you're from the Northeast. You shouldn't have to.
I really
You know
don't.
what? You're welcome.
No, you made me find something inside of myself, and I'm not happy with it. So now I have to find that and crush it.
I have gone 35 years without compassion
Exactly.
and or remorse.
People from the Northeast don't need
No.
that. We get along with everybody and hate everyone equally.
Well, people from the Northwest have grandiose amount of guilt and or
That's
remorse.
the issue. Like, I have many happy ex-girlfriends who are very happy
Oh,
that
big guy.
I have no remorse or compassion or guilt. It's like, hey, do you know what you did wrong? No, bitch.
These views do not reflect solely of the Sarah Silverman cast, by the way.
Why the fuck do you keep bringing up Sarah Silverman? She's garbage. All right? She's a bleeding heart liberal who goes to show on Hulu to talk about nonsense and bullshit. I don't give a fuck what Sarah Silverman says. Why the fuck
Which, by the way,
go?
we have no problem with liberals and or anyone who leans to the left side, maybe a little bit harder than we do. That is not a reflection upon this podcast, even though Fert just went fucking Alex Jones on this shit.
You act like you don't like School of Rock or name another Sarah Silverman movie. Pop
What?
Star, no one saw that.
School of Rock with Jack Black?
Yeah, there you know
He
it.
was kind of in
Are
there.
you kidding me? Are you calling School of Rock a Sarah Silverman movie?
I'm actually a little offended that you did that.
I'm just scrolling through Google right now, looking for Sarah Silverman movies. Oh yeah,
Are you kidding me?
yeah, that one's alright.
What movie are you going to find that says starring Sarah Silverman? Nothing.
Wreck-It
No,
Ralph.
absolutely not.
Mm.
You know what you're going to find? The fucking
Nothing.
the porno that she made that went up on Pornhub or some shit like that. Are you kidding me?
This doesn't even have the one movie I was looking for.
Yeah.
The one where like, oh god, I can't remember.
I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody. You grind my gears, you son of a bitch.
Oh, do I grind your gears, guy?
Yeah. Sarah Silverman. Ugh. Everyone says take Twitter away from Donald Trump. Take Twitter away from Sarah Silverman.
Oh, man. You have so much anger in your
I'm
heart.
telling you, man. I was so excited to record tonight, and then like in these last like hour, I just like anger demons came in, and I've got this nice sleeping
Yeah.
Pikachu in front of me, and he's like, "Hey, man, calm down." I'm like, "No."
It's Wednesday. We can't drink. Damn it, dude.
She was in Evolution. You guys remember
Yes,
that film?
it was great. You know,
Which I
you
feel
know
like
who
we're
was
looking
really
at two
good in
different
that?
things.
David Duchovny and the 7-Up one guy.
I like how you tried to revert from saying the black guy.
7-Up. Wait, I don't even know.
7-Up. What was it? Make 7-Up. Make
Yeah.
7-Up yours. That's what it was. That was Orlando.
That guy. He was from Mad TV. or
Orlando
something.
Jones.
No, maybe. Orlando Bloom.
Yes.
He
Yep.
was in. He was in.
Did you just say Orlando?
Nope,
Black?
nailed it.
No, God, no. Orlando Bloom. He was the elf in the Hobbit movies, right?
All right, hold on.
He was the 7-Up yours guy.
No, he wasn't. Hold on. I'm going to drastically switch subjects here because I am fucking tired of this. All right? And y'all,
Of what?
I am getting Facebook alerts on my watch right now of fucking fake females trying to be my friend. Hey, ISIS, if you're listening, I'm not going to say yes.
Not today, ISIS.
Okay? Russian.
Not today,
I don't-
Taliban.
Not today,
I am
Russian
so-
ISIS. Not
I am
today.
so tired of ISIS trying to be my Facebook friend. No. All right?
If it helps, after like 6 years in the army, those slow down
I
significantly.
hope so.
Yeah,
I am
they don't care
I am
anymore.
so tired of single, attractive females who work at McDonald's trying to be my friend. Knock it off.
That's right.
Rebecca.
Yo, I know we usually have like a Rico's rant, but this is just Firth yelling at people tonight.
I feel like Firth could be angrier than me. I do have somewhat of a rant, but it's just me being a fanboy for Marvel and Spider-Man movies.
Oh,
It's
that's perfectly fine.
Mm.
But we'll hold on to
There's
that.
no such thing as
Yeah.
Marvel Spider-Man movies anymore.
Oh God! You hit me
Yeah.
right in the
Yeah, I
phlebitum.
got you. I got you.
The phlebotum?
I channeled.
Oh, you
my,
haven't
my
met
Jerry
Jewish
Lewis.
you haven't met Jewish Rico?
Hello.
Wait, hold on. Speaking of Jewish Rico, when you were sick, what did you just want more than anything in the world?
I told my wife all I wanted was chicken noodle soup and a dry bagel.
Yo,
Mostly because they didn't have matzo ball here.
exactly.
I haven't seen matzo ball in Germany whatsoever, and I feel like that's a cultural thing.
I wonder.
Oh my God.
I wonder.
Hey, where'd all the matzo ball soup go? Oh, I don't know. About 70 years ago, it just up and disappeared.
I really thought there would be some good matzo ball here somewhere. You know, maybe like some stood the test of
Nope.
time. Nope.
So I remember an interview that Robin Williams was doing, and he was in Germany, and they asked, "Do you think that German people are funny?" And he goes, "No." And he's like, "Well, why do you think that German people don't have a sense of humor?" And he's like, "Maybe because you got rid of all the funny people." And apparently
he's
that did not
gone
go over
now.
well. Robin Williams, rest in peace.
That man,
You glorious, glorious
that
man.
man
you.
was too good for this world. He's
He really was.
like that answer is so perfect. It's so good because without like just saying, be like, oh, because you annihilated them all because you were all like super anti-Semitic for a little bit, right? Like he just went.
No, he made it into a joke.
That's what I mean. He went. Oh, he's too good for this world. Like I think
It really was. A lot of his stand-up, I've watched all of his
you
stand-up,
should.
and hilarious.
Yes.
It truly one of the greatest minds
Yes.
of comedy who's ever lived. And if you disagree with that, you're a trash person.
Yes, and mind you, completely fueled by cocaine, which I'm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for a majority of his life.
Yeah.
And then for the second part of his life until his death, it was powered by bovine heart valves.
Yes,
Yeah.
but like
and autoerotic asphyxiation.
Probably.
what?
I mean, he didn't die from an overdose.
Oh no, it was definitely autoerotic
Was it?
asphyxiation. I don't know. That might have been David Carradine.
That
I
was
don't know.
David
That was
Carradine.
David
you son of a
Carradine.
bitch. Are you kidding me? I was just gonna say no. That's the dude from Kill Bill. And
It challenged
So-
your thought process, though. Maybe he
no,
did.
I
So
know.
also,
Here we are.
David Carradine. Did you know that David Carradine replaced Bruce Lee in Kung Fu? So it was
Sounds about
supposed to be Bruce Lee developed the show Kung Fu, and he was supposed to star in it. But they told Bruce Lee that he was too Asian,
Yeah.
and so they
You're just
starred.
like right for this part.
Yeah. So then they took David Carradine to play an Asian Buddhist monk,
Yeah.
and David Carradine knew zero martial arts. And then he just kept getting typecasted as this martial artist dude who knew nothing.
Yeah, David Carradine was in
Look
Kill
at
Bill,
I
right?
can't even throw a punch.
Carradine was in
Hey, what?
Carradine was in Kill Bill, right? He was Bill,
Yes.
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 He was Bill.
and then he hung himself while jerking off.
Yes. 100%. That happened.
Okay,
Allegedly.
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 No, that's a thing.
do we have to say allegedly at this point? I'm pretty sure he did.
It was in Thailand. Who knows if the news that came out was real or not?
He's not in China.
Speaking of allegedly, can anyone else think of something that may or may not have allegedly happened recently?
I know.
Let's just
Or-
spitball here.
Spitball.
Okay, just
Allegedly.
spitball. Allegedly, what do you think allegedly happened?
Allegedly, everyone's going to Area 51 when really all the alien bodies are at Area 52.
Well, one,
Episode
Now,
three.
wrong one.
saving-
Okay.
we're saving
Allegedly.
Stay tuned.
Allegedly spitball. Keep going
what
here.
our friends Mr. Rhodes wants to talk about is a certain prisoner who may or may not have committed suicide that we talked about
El Chapo.
yep,
No, not
definitely
El
El Chapo, that may or may not have committed suicide, and we all know that he didn't.
Yeah.
Is that what you're?
It's the old White Claw conspiracy.
Is that what? Holy shit!
My claws
Hold on.
behind it all.
Hold on. So my watch thought I was talking to it, and it just dictated it all back to me, and
Yeah, that was your FBI agent. Hello,
that
Stan.
was that was some crazy shit that I just said. Once you read it, you're like, "Oh, I'm a mad person. I should not
This is
That was your designated NSA agent.
be like, yo, you sound like."
this is why my smartwatch is always on airplane mode. when I
My
record.
God, this smart.
And Alexa is put outside.
It literally just said you're in Alex Jones mode.
Your watch did?
Yes, it just went. You're an insane person. You should put it on a tinfoil hat.
They're very comfy though and warm.
Yeah, they do keep the radiation in well.
Hey, we'll talk more.
I
about
don't want
that
to
next
touch
week.
too much on the allegedly thing,
Yes.
except for the fact that yeah, no, we all know what happened. Like, come on.
We're
He was a sad person who was remorseful and hung himself. Right?
Yeah, no, he was a piece of
absolutely.
trash
Yeah.
that had a lot of evidence on a lot of people, and they decided.
that one.
You're right.
one.
That sounds more accurate.
So Christopher Titus brought this up on his podcast, talking about it, that like the night that he committed suicide, and I'm doing air quotes, that he committed suicide. Like there's just 49 different hitmen outside of his jail cell. And they're like, oh, hey, Bob, what are you doing? Oh, nothing, Dave. I'm just here to kill Epstein. What are you doing? Well, me and John over here, we decided to buckle up together because, they sent us. Who sent you? They sent you? What? And then they all just, rock, paper, scissors until they decided who got to do it.
I have an
All
issue.
while Epstein's just sitting in his cell, just fucking.
I have something to say about this.
Oh, please do.
Okay, we're gonna go a little bit behind the curtain right here. Okay,
Yeah.
did we or did we not have this conversation a few days ago?
At episode 2.34 that never came out? Yep.
The original one. And did I or did I did make jokes about like, oh, a bunch of hitmen getting there and saying like, oh, who sent you? The Clintons. Oh, who sent you? Trump. And who sent you? I don't know. Who found Waldo or whatever that guy's name is.
I did.
Right?
I've done that on multiple occasions.
So are you saying that this gentleman,
It's not that
whose
hard.
podcast I am not familiar with, but you are, made the same joke that I did?
I
That's
don't
called
feel like
general
you made that joke at all. I
consciousness.
feel like I made that joke, but that was fine.
Okay, we don't need to bring the audience into this.
Awkward.
That's fine. We don't need to bring the audience.
We can argue about this later.
Yeah, we can.
I'm going to put a poll up when this episode goes up, and you can say who was right.
First,
And whoever was wrong, they can do something of your choosing.
I'm on a 2-week profile, so who?
So all lower body stuff.
Hey, okay, all right, Roger.
1,000 flutter kicks. The poll is up to you.
Woof, woof. Actually, that sounds sucky.
It doesn't sound great. I'm not.
Now I got to look up how to put up a poll on Facebook.
And you also have to. I don't mean to be a dick, but we also need to figure out what is said on a podcast if there's like some AR about it.
It's all in 670-1, right?
Everything's in 670-1.
It's all in automatic rifle 670-1.
Hey, if you don't know what that means, go back and listen to episode 1. All right?
Callback, baby.
You should go back and do that.
Place. Multipass. Going back to episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh, no.
You're
Don't
gonna
do
hate us
that.
for that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's garbage. That's garbage.
Good.
No.
It's got a young Jake Lloyd
Oh.
at the beginning of his career getting ready, showing us
Why?
what
Why? Are you just
I can you can't see it and I can't see it because we're in different
Yep.
rooms, but I could feel
the
I am
anger
literally heating up.
bubbling with
I am
anger.
literally heating up. Are you ready? Are you ready?
He's littering.
Are you ready?
Yes. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun,
It's
dun,
like,
dun, dun.
it's like
Hit it.
our ECW type introduction.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you with a chair and a fluorescent light.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. ECW was great. It came from Philadelphia. Anyway, do not go back and watch episode 1. It's absolute garbage. There are 2 redeeming factors in that. There are 2
The Phantom
redeeming
Menace, but listen to Barrel of a 45 episode 1 by the underqualified and overcompensated.
Yes.
Do that, but don't go back and listen to episode 1. Okay, 2 good things about episode 1, right? Darth Maul, he was
Yes.
awesome. And
You
well,
watch your mouth.
yes,
Jar Jar Binks was also pretty cool.
yes.
Oh, he had a double donged lightsaber, and
and
he
just
was
sweet
done
makeup.
after one.
Hold on. We're gonna touch on that. So sweet
Yeah,
makeup,
touch on it. Touch
cool
it.
looking character. All my touch. All right.
Such a soft and hard at the same
No.
time.
I'm gonna go straight hardcore. Okay.
No.
All right. So Darth Maul, everybody knows that. Like cool dual-sided lightsaber, really cool makeup.
Mhm.
Didn't say a whole lot. Looked kind of dark and mysterious and shit. And then
Yeah. Ray Park.
yeah, sure. Liam Neeson, right? Liam Neeson was perfect
was,
for that
uh-huh.
role. He was so good.
Because someone took Anakin and he had to get him back
Stop.
using his particular
Stop.
set of skills. Got
Stop it. Stop it. You know you're wrong, and all you're doing is saying things that are
He's
going to
not
push
wrong
my
at all.
buttons. Anyway, Liam Neeson. I
Oh,
hate you both.
continue. I have another
Liam
one.
Neeson.
You keep going.
Liam Neeson, meanwhile, perfectly casted, really good character, both dead in that movie. And you know who gets to carry it on? Fucking Jake Lloyd. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Hey, I just want to call one person out right now. All right? Jake
Go
Lloyd,
back.
you're garbage. All right? You're absolutely
Was Jake Lloyd in the
garbage.
second one,
No.
though?
No.
How
You
did
know
he carry it on?
why?
He was
So
only
he-
in one.
No. Okay, you really want me to shit?
Yeah,
Okay. God
see?
damn it. You're going to make me the bad guy.
Prove
You're
it.
going to make me the bad guy this episode.
I'm the bad guy.
I am the bad guy. Because you know who they replaced him with? A stiff block of wood. And they just happened to name him Christian Haydenson or some shit
Yeah,
like
Hayden
that.
Panettiere from Heroes,
wish.
season 1 through
I
17.
wish. Okay? But this,
He was the cheerleader that couldn't die. He was the Wolverine of heroes.
That's not how these names work at all.
no, nailed it. Anyway,
Well, first, though, I
this-
feel
this-
that what pulled the whole movie together.
I'm not.
I know you're not done. What I
I'm
felt
not
like
done yet.
pulled the
I'm
whole
not
movie
done.
together was Jar Jar Binks. I feel like he just kind of collaboratively made the movie better as a whole.
I'm coming over to your house to murder you and your family.
You know what? Come at me. Come
Are
at
you
me. Ray Ray gets a knife, by the way.
It's true.
Ray Ray's
No,
got a
I
blade.
won't- I'm not. Gonna pick that fight. I'm not going to pick that fight. All right.
Toddler with a knife?
That
Yeah.
fight. Oh, absolutely. That's unpredictable.
There's no fear like a toddler with a knife.
I just had this conversation about this movie. It's
Wait, about Hayden Panettiere
No,
in
I have not
Star Wars Episode 24?
nailed it. Yep. You know what? Conversation over. I just had this conversation.
The Return of Wolverine?
Yep. When the X-Men went to a galaxy.
Electric
far away.
Boogaloo.
So we're just interesting like George Clinton into this.
And the Parliament Funkadelic.
Oh, I really want to go on my rant, and
We
I'm
don't have
Please do.
enough time.
Who's
for
stopping
you? To
you?
cover.
The only thing stopping you is you.
so bad. I understand that, and hold on.
Welcome to the midichlorian count cast.
Oh, fuck your mother! I swear to God.
That's very rude. She's a nice lady. She didn't make shitty Star Wars
You
movies.
should curse George Lucas's mother. Leave Rico's very nice mom out of this.
No, you're right. You're right. I apologize.
She's a
You're
saint.
right. You're right. Mrs. Ramirez, I apologize. This was not
Thank
meant-
you. I accept your apology.
Well, I'm not apologizing to you, you garbage.
You are
I
a
accept your
trash
That
honor.
person.
movie is garbage. And you want to know why? You want to know why I knew episode 1 was going to suck?
Why is
Because
that?
Jake Lloyd was in it, and I watched Jingle
You didn't
All
like
the
his
Way.
Emmy-worthing performance in Jingle All the Way?
Jingle All the Way is a garbage movie. It's a
Yet one
garbage
of my
movie. It
favorite
stars,
Christmas movies of all time.
yes, it's still garbage. It stars one person. One person is great in it, and one person is fine in it. Phil Hartman.
If I could ask one question, if we can replace one for one Lloyd for another, we take Jake Lloyd out of it,
Mhm.
and we replace Jake Lloyd with Christopher Lloyd.
Yes. I would even say, you know what? Lloyd, I'll take Carly Lloyd. She is a soccer player and has no acting.
I don't know what that is. That sounds like a
Carly
You know what?
like some sort of
Actually,
growth under my
Christopher
skin.
Lloyd
Carly
as
Lloyd.
Anakin Skywalker. I would watch that reboot right now. 80,
I would too.
yeah,
Jar Jar, we have to
80-year-old
go
Christopher Lloyd as 10-year-old Anakin Skywalker. I would watch that right now.
I want current year Christopher Lloyd
Yeah,
playing that
80-year-old
role.
Christopher Lloyd.
Also,
I want senile Christopher Lloyd who thinks he's actually getting into DeLorean with Marty, even though that's his helper.
hold on, and just so to clarify, Carly Lloyd is like I think she is the third highest scoring female in the World Cup. She's on the USA.
Oh, good for her.
She is outstanding. So
Yeah, Sarah Silverman would be proud. She's listening to this by
why
the way,
would
right
you,
now.
why
live.
would you ruin? Why would you ruin it for me?
So speaking of Star Wars and terrible life decisions,
So are we just including Sarah Silverman under
I mean,
terrible
sure,
life decisions?
tomato,
Right.
you do you.
What?
I'm not going to start this war on Sarah Silverman.
Wow.
I don't mind
Oh.
her.
That's your fault. Hey, I'm on Twitter.
But
Come at me.
speaking of terrible life decisions, which may or may not include letting Firth speak.
Fuck.
Firth, do you have a terrible life decision that you would like to share with the podcast?
I mean, gosh. I mean, I feel like I shared. I mean, I have one in mind. I shared it a couple of weeks ago. Everyone is familiar with it. It includes me shitting in
Yes.
public, correct? So that is probably the most recent
A
one.
terrible life choice, or
There-
just an embarrassing life moment?
Both. It can be
Okay.
both. Yeah, I feel it can be both. Man. Yeah, I mean, I'm 35 years old. Fucking pick one. There's one I would love to share. it is sexual in nature, and I don't know how far we want to go into that.
Broad strokes, and we'll see.
So should I just give you a general impression? Like just like a one
Cliff note
sentence
it?
summary, like a one sentence summary, and you ask me.
Yeah, we'll
Diving
interview
questions.
this. Yeah, we'll interview this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so in college, I was nailing this fat chick.
Yeah, you
And-
started that off super non-inflammatory.
Super broad strokes.
Yeah. Way not to piss off all of the females that listen to this, you bigoted fuck. Please continue.
Wow. This is also for this last episode.
It is fucking now when we get fucking hashtag me too'd for fucking Firth.
Are you kidding?
I've been
Oh, okay.
texting Sarah Silverman this whole time, and you're gonna do some fat chick
Kidding
nonsense.
me? Oh,
Chicks
and then
are
and then Rose is gonna bring up hashtag me too. Great. Hey, let's just get me fired.
you're never getting into office now. Ha!
That's fair enough.
That's faced. Both of our political office goals are gone once this podcast hit the fucking air.
You're right.
I'm gonna do well. I've already been class president once. I'm gonna make it to real president soon.
No, you're not. You're
You'll
brown.
be the first brown president.
Awkward. There kind of was one.
Not my president.
Oh shit! Wow.
I'm kidding. I voted for the man.
yeah.
Let's not all of a sudden start shitting on Rhodes. I was making a joke. It's a joke. Calm the fuck down. I voted for Obama.
Also, I want to talk about you voting for this man. Ugh.
Uh,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
over Romney? Yeah,
Oh,
that was an easy
stop.
choice.
Stop it. No, it wasn't. No, you made a mistake.
Did he? Where's Mitt Romney now?
Yeah.
Doing
The
nothing.
man
Yeah.
left his dog outside on top of the car, okay?
Who would do that? An animal. That's who.
monster.
Oh, also, Mitt Romney is a senator.
A bad guy.
Oh, damn! We're making puns in this bitch.
So actually, when we were at the zoo this weekend, there's like we're at the petting zoo and there's goats running around, and I walked over to Rico. I was like, "Hey, you want to know why these goats are so terrible?" He's like, "Why?" I was like, "Because they're bad goats."
Yeah.
That
And you
the
were proud about that.
that the
huh?
Billy goat. Yeah,
Yeah, you were proud of.
Yeah.
You were proud about that.
it was a dad joke with dad.
I mean, we
Kinda love
were. It was a dad-friendly joke zone. We were taking our respective families to the zoo. Shitty jokes play at that
Yeah.
point. All right, they're hilarious.
They're
at the
open.
time.
Although you gave me like a chuckle, like you didn't entertain the joke as much as you probably should have.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to just ruffle on the floor with all these Germans staring at me? What is he doing?
Yes, I want some commitment. God damn it! Make me feel good.
Validate me. Rhodes, you've had a very interesting career in the Army. You've been to the shithole of Utah. You're currently in Germany, but one of your big highlights was Korea. From all I've heard, it's been a blast. What happened there? What can you tell me about Korea? What can you tell
So-
us?
Can I interject for a second?
Yeah, fuck it. I was only about to speak.
No, that's great. What I really appreciate about is it's just how the roles just naturally reversed right there, and how Rico, you just took over that.
You just moderated the fuck out of that. I felt like I was getting introduced during
Right?
the actual interview.
I'm glad you appreciated that as well. That's all. I just wanted to
I
point that
felt
out.
intimidated. I was about to just pass it off to you.
I'm kind of a big
Please,
deal.
I'm more excited to hear your story. Please.
So most people have heard this. Most people who are listening to this podcast who know me directly, they would have heard these stories. I loved my time in Korea. It was fantastic. If you have a chance to go and you're interested in even like the most minute bit of Asian culture or Korean culture, and I know some people are getting very upset because I called Koreans Asians. Fuck off.
Wait, is that a thing?
That is a thing. But I'm not going to get into that. I love Korean culture. I loved it while I was there. I was a part of a unit there, and we didn't get to travel much, but I made the best of it. I made some lifelong friends there that I still talk to this day. Shout out to Tucky and Mao Chow. He's going to be very upset that I mentioned his name that way. But
What up, Mao Chow?
Ouch.
So one of the stories that I have is I was on leave. I was in Hongdae, which is basically like Party Central of Seoul. And
So much K-pop.
yeah, it's so much K-pop. And honestly, like 90s R&B hip-hop.
Oh,
But
okay.
they're not playing like the
Great.
normal recording of it. They EDM'd it up. So it's like
this
a
sounds like heaven.
electronica version of like
No.
90s R&B,
No.
which actually sounded great. But
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me there's an electronica version of like Bone Thugs and Harmony?
yeah, I wouldn't say electronica or
Bum, bum,
EDM, Cruella type stuff, Marshmallow, that kind of shit. Version of that, yes, 100%.
Wow.
I will be looking for this on YouTube afterwards.
Yeah. But
After
I
we're
was,
done, I'm
I
on
was
my
on
phone right
leave.
now.
and I was on leave. I was just by myself. I was with a few friends from back home who happened to be in the country, and I decided to go out by myself. I ended up getting drunk, partying with a bunch of random foreigners I ended up running into. Basically, what happened was on our way back to the hostel, we may or may not have gotten lost, and we found this tiny little alleyway, which is probably about 4 feet in width. And me and another individual who, for the life of me, I can't remember who it was because, bear with me, this was like 7 years ago. So,
How dare you forget that individual?
They're so important.
if you're listening to this and it was you, please tell me so I can
You
tell
were
the
just
story
a footnote
correctly.
in his life.
You mean nothing to me.
So in my defense, I was in a drunken haze. So we wake up in this alleyway. We decided to sit down, take a break. We end up sleeping for hours. We wake up, and our legs are all intertangled into each other.
Yeah.
in
I'm
a scissory fashion?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm a somewhat tall person. I'm 90% limb. I'm like an orangutan. So
Yes.
just imagine just long,
Yes.
spindly
Yes.
legs and arms
Yes.
just all wound up against another person. And I wake up and I see him unconscious on the other side of the alleyway. I'm uncomfortable, all jammed up, hungover slightly, like just waking up. And I kick him, and then I look down at my arm, and there's a chicken asleep in my
hey.
armpit.
Is it a rubber chicken?
No, this was a live chicken.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, who decided that looks like a comfortable place to lie down.
Huh?
Yeah.
And I wake up with a live chicken just all crooked up into my arm, and I kick
That
him,
was comfy.
and I go, "Is this your chicken?" And he's like, "I was going to ask you the same question." And then he points very silently, like a horror movie, like something's behind you, and he points to like my back right behind the chicken, and I turn to my right, and there's a very, very old
Yeah.
Korean woman in
Yeah.
a rocking chair, smoking like a large Gandalf pipe, just
Yeah.
rocking
Opiates.
next to us, smoking.
She's
this
just-
fucking
That's what I
pipe.
imagine.
She just goes to Rose. She's like, "Is it hidden? Is it safe?"
Is this what you would because I know you've gone to Korea, my wife was in Korea. Would this be what you would call an ajima?
Yes, a
Is that-
very old,
okay.
an older Korean lady would be ajima. It's like it's a sign of
Ah.
respect. If you called someone like even in their 40s ajima, it's like a little disrespectful.
So tell us about this ajima.
So,
That's a great
Ajima's sitting there, and I played enough video games that at that point I thought I was about to go on a quest.
It's a cutscene.
And she's just staring at me, very tranquil, just sitting there rocking in her chair, smoking her pipe. And I grabbed the chicken
Oh my
and
god!
I just kind of hold it up to her,
I
like,
love this.
"Is this your chicken?" And
Take
she
this.
just
It's
nods.
dark where you're going.
Hold on, may I? Can I interject for a minute?
Please, please.
If you're listening to this, I want you to rewind like a minute and just picture, because right now Rhodes is telling this story, and I'm just picturing it, playing it in my head, and it is amazing. It's so good. And so right now, Rhodes, you are on a knee with your head bowed,
Yeah.
offering this chicken
Yes.
to this woman.
Wow, we're having a shared
Yes,
fantasy. Did you
we
microdose too?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you are and she's a little bit higher than you, not much, but higher than you.
Yes.
And she is just
But,
rocking.
high enough to be this is the area
Yes,
of respect.
Yes, and smoking this long pipe. She hasn't said anything to you. She's barely
Yeah.
moved.
Not a word.
I am.
She's blowing circles in response.
Yes.
Just and
Yes. And
To
she's
be honest,
so-
I was kind of hoping that she would start blowing like rings.
Oh, okay.
But she didn't.
Okay.
I just
Wasn't sure where you're going with that
I
for a
just
second.
held up this
That-
chicken.
I did
Nope,
not
I'm
care
not-
for
oh,
that.
I'm not.
Ajima.
I'm holding up this chicken, and I'm like, "Is this your chicken?" And she just kind of grabs the pipe and nods, and then
Yes.
like hits it on the fucking armrest of her chair, hitting the tobacco out. Grab.
Oh, I thought you said she hit the chicken.
No, she grabs the chicken.
Rico,
She
we
just
are
grabs
we
the
are
chicken.
one of the same right now. Because I thought she was like knocking the chicken on the head, just like yeah.
No, she
This is
grabs said
Breakfast
chicken
now.
and grabs my hand, grabs the chicken, and leads me into her house. And I was like, either one, I'm about to like this is the beginning of a very terrible porn.
Yeah,
Or-
this is a weird threesome.
Yeah.
Is this how you lost your kidney and your virginity at the same time?
Right?
Surprisingly, yes. Which up to now I thought was normal.
This is why I'm not a vegetarian anymore.
But she leads me into her house and sits me down at her table and takes a chicken in the back room. As I'm sitting there with the individual
Yeah.
I was with, her
Yeah, she
family
does.
then descends down the stairs and sits around the table with
Very gracefully.
no one is saying a fucking word, right? And then she comes out with like sides and shit. We're having breakfast with this random family. Like I think
Because you saved their chicken.
I did. Then we ate said chicken. I'm 90% positive she left with the chicken. She came back with chicken. So I'm assuming.
So you were there for a long time.
I'm assuming. Yeah, we're just sitting there drinking.
I've been there
tea.
for hours.
We're just sitting there drinking tea, like eating rice, and
And we named
They're
the chicken Christopher Lloyd. And she came back and we were like, Christopher Lloyd! No!
Are you back from the future yet?
but we're sitting there and we're having a very nice meal. No one is talking to anyone. But she's like the
That's
old lady,
comfortable.
Ajima, is like trying to nudge me over to her daughter, granddaughter, someone who looks similar to my age. Which, if you're Korean and you look like you're my age, that means you're probably older than me.
Hell yeah,
Well,
brother!
I'm pretty
47.
positive in the end of the story, I offered her a chicken and she took it as a dowry, and I'm probably married by some old Korean custom.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was somebody screaming "Bali Bali" from the top floor. The top
I
floor.
love this.
I don't know.
And then we ate. I left. I bowed. I thanked them, and then I went back to my hostel and told my friends. And my friends that were there in the hostel are my high school friends who happen to be foreign exchange students there at the time. And I tell them,
On
and
mission?
no, they were there for college.
Oh,
Oh yeah, on mission because I was Mormon. Just totally
Yeah.
went to that one.
that's what I
hard, didn't you?
assumed.
Also,
no.
Jesus very big in Korea.
Who goes to the University of Korea from America? Did you go to UK?
University
I go to UK.
of Korea?
So my friends, they were super big into K-pop and stuff, so they decided to go to Korea. So this was like their second day in Korea, and I had been living here for like 6-8 months at this point. So I come back and tell them the story, and they're like, "Is this normal?" I was like, "Not at all." I have woken
We've
up,
been here for 2 days. We are the authority.
like I have woken up in several alleyways, and this has never happened to me. So that's a Korea story number one.
Here at the University of Korea, that never
I have
happens.
so many things to say. I love the idea of the University of Korea. And not north or south, but just Korea.
Just it's Korea.
Let's just
They went
like,
back
hey,
to school that Monday, and they're like, so our friend we heard something this weekend. Is this normal in culture?" That's offensive.
oh man.
Oh yeah, no, your friend married that woman.
Yeah, no,
I know.
yeah. And now
They were
they're
waiting for the officials to sign off. He just left. There's now a warrant.
and your other
I wanted.
your other friend, he's a political prisoner. He will
He didn't eat the
He will-
chicken. He didn't eat Jake
he
Lloyd.
will starve to death.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yes! Yes!
Sorry, this is gonna be an hour podcast. Apparently, it's gonna be at least an hour.
Oh,
and a half.
I don't
That
care.
happened.
I don't
So,
care.
My second story. I'm gonna try to make this one quick. I like to tell these two stories back to back because these are my two favorite Korea stories.
Yeah.
That's the first one, the chicken story. My second one we there was a town outside of Post a little ways called Ouijanbu, is like a 25-minute drive out, and we decided to go out. We're just partying, myself, my buddy Tucky, and my buddy Malco. We're drinking, we're having a good time, and we decide to go up and have a smoke. And as we're having a cigarette, we look over, and there's one of those like punching bag machines, like the game. And he's like, "Oh, dude, let's do that." I was like, "Oh, bet." I've done martial arts most of my life. Malco just started doing Taekwondo, so he felt like he was fucking Bruce Lee. And we're just fucking around on this bag, and we realize that there is now a crowd of Koreans around us watching us do terrible white guy martial arts on this punching bag. And my buddy decides to do this fancy spin kick.
They're just like, Steven Seagal! Steven Seagal! Steven Seagal!
It is all about your Chris Atkinson, just or Scott Atkinson.
Who the fuck is that? I don't know. You could have said Chris Atkinson's fine.
Oh, that's offensive. But either way,
I don't know any of that either. Just you could have said Scott Stapp. The dude from Creed was
no,
arms wide open.
The guy who played Yuri Boyka in the Undisputed movies.
No one saw that movie.
Well, then you're missing out.
What are you talking about?
Either way. By the way, also, useless Rhodes fact. I love B-rated martial arts movies, and I know all of them.
We will touch on that later in this podcast.
My top 10
American Ninja is the best one.
My top 10 rated B-rated martial arts movies through the decade.
Stay tuned. That is coming up because we will all have that conversation because I have things to say, and he knows I have things to say. Please continue your story before I get carried away.
There's a friend watching us, and after finally my friend does this fancy spin kick, and this shorter Korean man, looks around about our age, steps through the crowd with two of his other buddies and points at my friend and points at the machine and said, like, old school blood sport, me, you, we're doing this. And my buddy's like, all right, fuck it. We're going to fight on this punching bag machine.
Was it Bolo from Bloodsport?
It was Macho Man Randy Savage just pointing at Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Korean Macho Man Randy Savage. But he pointed out, like, okay, cool, let's do this. My buddy Malco, he loads up, he gets ready, he punches the machine.
God damn it.
I mean, sure, we were just going to keep fucking interrupting me, Firth. But fuck it. What do you got? What do you guys say? I bet it's fucking hilarious.
Is it so important that you had to stop?
Please continue your story.
No, please.
He was just
I really wanted to just be like Macho Man, regular Macho Man. Just be like, oh yeah. And then just some man just hitting a gong behind him. Like, hell yeah, brother. Bong. Be like Korean Macho Man. Worth it?
It would have been good.
Hey, let's keep going with the story.
The gauntlet has been thrown down. My buddy Malco, he gears up, ready, boom, punches the machine, right? The Korean dude, like, nods his head, got you. Roger, steps back, punches the machine, high score. Buddy Malco, he loads up again. He decides, I'm going to up the ante, and does just like a basic crescent kick, boom, knocks it, high score. Korean dude, also challenge accepted. Also, my buddy Malco, he's like 5'8", 5'10".
Yeah.
The Korean dude, not that at all.
Would you say he's traditionally Korean?
I was stereotypically Korean.
Wow!
The man was like 5'2" at the most.
Hey, good for him.
And in Korea, I was one of the taller people there. My buddy Tucky was 6'2", and he was significantly taller than everyone else. But
I am the king!
The dude looks at the machine, and the machine is taller than he is. So we're looking the punching bag at eye level. So the punching bag is taller than him. Dude backs up, boom, kicks the fuck out of it, high score. My buddy Malco, getting amped and drunk, all of a sudden goes, fuck it, and rips his shirt off.
Great.
Oh, yeah, like any Korean action movie.
And Malco is, he's a shredded dude. He works out. He's pretty stacked. Rips it off, felt like he was fucking, the most ripped person in the world. The Korean dude in suit nods his head, rips his off, and it was like the scene from the movie The Rundown with The Rock when he fights the Brazilian
that's a
guy.
great one. Classic.
And the dude rips his shirt off, and he's just stacked. Like, this little Korean dude put Malco to shame. and he was just shredded. And I immediately looked at my friend Tuck, and I was like, we might get our asses kicked today because I'm going to be zero help against this fucker. And my buddy Malcolm goes, okay, boom. Does a fancy little kick that he just learned, nails it, high score. The Korean dude steps up about like 20 feet, runs, does like a backflip spin kick where he like fakes it 3 times with different feet as he spins, nailed it,
Yes.
almost broke the fucking machine. Like the numbers were flashing, almost broke it. Crowd goes crazy. I'm backing up into the crowd to disappear into the darkness. And my Malco bows to the Korean dude in defeat. Korean dude bows to him like haphazardly because bowing's not really a thing there.
Exactly. And he's just like,
Oh, that was very offensive.
Super offensive. And then we continued to drink with the Korean dude the rest of the night. Little did we know, found out that him and his buddies were ROK Special Forces,
yeah.
the Republic of Korea Special Forces, who were on leave, just roaming through Uijeonbu because they have family there, and they're just trying to have a good night. And they stumbled upon
Right
us,
place, right
and I
time.
was like, we would 100% have died.
Just a couple of white dudes trying to show off in
Yes.
Korea.
Yes.
Here we are.
That was
Let's make sure these guys know.
yes. Malco was like, let's look awesome, and I was like, I too can look awesome. And the Korean dude was like, not in my country.
Not today, ISIS or WISIS.
Or ISIS. Russian ISIS.
Racist.
No, WISIS.
No.
Weisis?
With a
What is
W.
a Wysis?
White ISIS?
Exactly. You got the context.
Just a bunch of ISIS guys from Kentucky.
Hashtag WISIS.
Just a bunch of guys just being like, hey, y'all.
And we're here to kick some machines, and we're gonna look pretty cool doing it. Hold my keystone.
I don't like y'all's Christianity.
I too don't like America.
Wait a minute. Your accent says otherwise.
You're a confusing man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when you talk like that, you have to love America.
Look here, y'all. We're WISIS. We're here to kick some machines, give y'all the way of life, and have some keystones and natty lights if you
So
got.
just to let some
let's
of you
get her
guys
done.
know what's going on behind the scenes, as I'm describing the story, Rico is narrating it with Bloodsport gifts.
Oh my god! So Rose, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to
Don't
scene.
give them a peek behind the
I'm
curtain.
gonna
I'm
let
trying
them see it. It's
to.
hilarious because I wish they could see my screen right now. It's just Jean-Claude Van Damme screaming after he got blinded in Bloodsport, and then it's fucking Bolo getting all amped up, and then it's 2 bikini chicks, one significantly shorter than the other one.
One is clearly 3 feet tall.
so big. The one is so big. By the way,
I'm trying to spark creativity. This one sparks joy. This one does
By
not.
the way-
I'm going to insert these into the YouTube video so people can see
Do it.
it. I'm not that creative. Ladies and gentlemen, use your fucking imagination.
I want you to take the post he does on Facebook and just insert it at the right moment.
it's on you, okay?
So that's one of my many Korea stories. I have many because I was single in Korea and a lot of drunken debauchery happened. Again, love that country. Would go back in a heartbeat,
Yeah.
even as a married man with my family, because it is a great country. If you have the opportunity, I'm plugging South Korea. Go to the good one.
And North Korea, they're getting better. North
Whoa.
Korea, we're getting better every day.
Nope, don't do that. Nope, we work for the government. This speaks.
North Korea, we've got Dennis Rodman now.
No,
Yep, that's your.
North Korea, Trump was just here, President Trump. We can maca instead of
Hold on.
MAGA.
Hold on.
make Korea great again.
Are we done? Oh my god!
That clearly didn't play, but I'm glad you got the point.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and ask Rico to be quiet. And Rhodes, if you could do one of your little word things and make sure we don't get sued.
This does not reflect the military and or
No,
any
it doesn't.
outside entity that would be associated with this following statement.
Wow. I feel like at
Party.
every party, gathering, bar mitzvah, court wedding, I'm the guy that sparks that kind of
Yes.
disclaimer.
because we just brought up South Korea, and Rhodes was like, I'd move there, I'd move my children there. It's great. And you were like, North Korea. And I immediately went, no, they are still not there. They're terrible. They starve their people. And that man sits in a golden castle made of ivory and literal.
Is it gold or ivory? Your facts are not
both.
tracking, guy.
It's both. He's just,
It's
hey,
gold and ivory.
you know what? I'm picking fights. Hey, Sarah Silverman, get on the back burner. Hey, you, North Korea fat owner.
Get on
Whoever you are.
Get on the front burner.
Jesus, what's his name? Kim Jong Un?
Yes. Why do you
Oh my
say it like
God,
you didn't know it?
I don't know.
Like you didn't know
Wear
it.
some color, all right? You're fucking chubby, all right? So mix up the color.
You telling me, man, don't poop and pee?
Like, this man needs to put on like some decent jeans and a shirt, but this one piece.
I would
nothing.
pay for casually dressed down Kim Jong Un.
Oh, hell yeah, brother!
So you're saying
Hell
in order
yeah,
for North Korea to get
brother.
better, they need a casual Friday where he wears that same suit, but maybe it's in like Hawaiian
yes.
print or
Because this dude just needs to figure it out. He lives in this what do we say, ivory and golden palace.
No,
you said it. Your
Golden
words, not
Ivory.
ours.
No,
Yeah, don't
I
put me into this. I love the country. Don't fuck with me.
speak for all three of us. Rico, a minute ago you were just like, "Oh, Korea's the
Huh?
best. Go to Korea." I don't
Hey,
give a shit what you
Firth, if
Pyongyang or Seoul. I don't
if
give
you
a shit.
continue with this bullshit, we're not going to be able to get listened to in North Korea.
Oh,
They're going to
okay.
ban us like they did the interview.
They're gonna ban us because we're American. God
Oh,
damn it!
yeah, you're right.
I know. I don't
Yeah,
give a shit.
that's what you went on, that they're going to ban
No
us
one
because
puts
we're
America in the
American,
corner.
not the fact that those people aren't able to access podcasts.
Yes, or the fact that they don't have internet, or
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
Gosh, you know what? I didn't want to be this guy tonight. I'm the angry guy tonight.
Dude,
You are the angry dude right now.
And I
Hulk out.
really wanted Rhodes to be the angry guy tonight.
I'm
And
so
I don't know
calm and zen
how.
right now.
Yeah.
I know. And I don't know how I assumed this role. I just went,
I don't know why. I don't know why Korea set you
you
off.
know what? No, Sarah Silverman set me off. All right?
Just like she
Welcome
should.
to the Sarah Silverman podcast. I don't know if you're going to have to.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
No? Okay, Roger. I knew you knew exactly what I was going to
Nope.
ask. I was gonna like, you're going to do this thing? And you're just like, no.
So,
And I was like, great. I need to hire a lawyer. Dear Jag, I'm a fucking idiot.
so Sarah Silverman makes us slightly uncomfortable, apparently, according to other people on the podcast. There are some other things that make certain people in this uncomfortable. I am tracking that there was a situation, Rico, that may or may not have brought that upon.
We both did the same one in the chat at the same time. We should do this live with
should,
our
right?
listeners.
We both messaged the same Sarah Silverman gif at the
Holy
same
shit,
time.
Are you fucking kidding me?
At the same time.
Are you kidding me?
We are one.
We need to spend more time apart.
Our cycles are so
We need
synced
to
right
spend-
now. Please
We
continue.
need to spend more time apart. We all do. We all need to spend more time
I feel like we
apart.
need to spend more time together.
Yes, together in a sauna.
Yeah, you're right.
Just
Fuck it.
glistening.
Let's get in a sweat lodge. Let's make it
Please
weird.
continue.
Are you kidding me? Let's just fuck.
You know what, Bert? That's why I like you. Not cutting corners.
We're just gonna outline this.
Oh,
season one.
God.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
So you were saying?
Just like
Roots.
Outlander,
Oh my
we all have
god.
uncomfortable situations in our life. And I am tracking
Yes.
that
Oh.
there was a recent event that happened to you that may or may not have been a uncomfortable and or significant moment for you.
Oh.
That was pretty vague, so I'm kind of at a loss. Give me a little bit
tell
more
your goddamn
lead.
story, you fuck.
Yes.
Wow.
Do it.
Rude.
Do it.
So
Do it.
what happened is if we're on the same page,
We're gonna
here,
stay vague.
me and Firth We went for a nice walk.
We
this
did
morning,
because
right?
that's what people on
And-
profiles do.
That's what you do when you're wearing the dog cone of
That's
shame
true.
and you have a piece of paper that says you can't do certain
Hey,
stuff
don't be a bitch.
because you're
Goddamn
hurt for
broke
whatever
dicks.
reason. This may or may not be a story reflecting current time. It could be previous times. Who knows? The time is unimportant. So I am currently in this. Oh, not currently. Spoilers. I may or may not be in a situation where my Achilles, both of them bilaterally. If you're a medic, if you're not a medic, both of them fuckers.
If you're a
Where
medic
they're
bilaterally,
currently
if you're not, fuck
pretty
you.
messed. Where both of them are pretty trashy, and it makes it difficult to walk at times. It makes it very impossible to run. And I was at this.
I'm sorry.
time
I'm sorry.
referred
Did you
to-
say impossible to run?
Yes, I did.
Great.
I can't run.
I can't wait to revisit that.
Spoilers.
Foreshadow.
So, in this situation that may or may not be current time, I was sent to physical therapy. And physical therapy is a great thing. If it works for you, maybe you find techniques that work for you, maybe not. In this scenario, these things that were suggested to me for my horribly broken Achilles tendons were to work on my core. So, you know what? Maybe the pain isn't coming from my Achilles tendons that clearly have scar tissue on them. It is a core thing. So I need to do more crunches, more planks. Okay, you know what? Your core is very
It is.
important. Your trunk
It
is important. If anyone knows how important a trunk is, it's an elephant. That's
He never forgets. He never forgets.
Never forget. When your trunk is ready to go, you are ready to go. Always remember
brought
that.
to you by
Work
Trunks.
on core. That said, this is brought to you by Trunks.com.
Nope, that's too close to something else, and they're going to think it's political.
So the more questionable thing was if you'd like to repair your horribly broken Achilles
Hold on.
tendons.
May I?
Yes, please. Lee.
Rose, literally prepare yourself for this.
My
Okay.
body's ready.
So now you are aware of our said patient's problems, right?
Yes, I have gotten the
Right, so
I
what
have
are
gotten the pre-screening. I'm tracking my
Outstanding.
OPQRST, my
Uh-huh.
sample. I got this.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay, please. Rico, continue.
So
I can't do this.
we're in a
I
situation
might take my headphones
where
off.
I honestly cannot run at this point. So the cure potentially,
Hmm.
which we'll find out in 4 weeks or less, depending on if they snap, is
can't.
apparently doing a series of sprints. I should just do explosive sprints, even though they're
I was like,
short
what,
distance.
50 meters?
It's not really the distance of the sprint that's concerning me. It's doing an
So
explosive
from
dig
nothing to
sprint.
100%.
Yes.
From nothing to 150% with bad Achilles, already with scar tissue, which is signs of
Deterioration.
Yeah, not
already
great.
having
Yes.
tears because there's scar tissue there. Let's go ahead and do sprints.
Yeah, because when you have a
That
rubber
will
band,
solve it.
right, a really old one that's like sun dried and it's kind of fraying, the
Mhm.
more you pull it, it'll
Yeah.
relax, right? And it'll heat up because of friction, and it'll eventually just relax and become brand new because that's not how fucking science works.
Hey, you know what else works?
I was actually going with you for a second. I felt like an asshole because I was going along with every
No,
word you just
Rose,
said.
I was 100% on board. I was just like, hey, you know what happens with a rubber band and you stretch it out and you do that and then you take a pair of scissors and you just clip the motherfucker. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Pull your head out of your ass.
He's so angry.
You make more money than I do. Tell him the right
you
information. That's not the right
Or you couldn't make
information.
more money. We don't know.
No, you
Yeah.
know what? I do.
God
I
damn it.
know. Come at me.
God damn it.
I'm so furious. I'm so mad at that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? As someone who has dealt with so many sports injuries over the time, and then someone to just
Listen.
be like, do this, that is the absolutely wrong thing to do.
Well,
Are
I mean,
you-
does it surprise
Hey, dude.
you though?
You can't even run.
Yeah, I mean, it's
do
just
sprints.
the state of medicine as a whole.
Yes.
If they can't
Yes.
throw
No,
some
absolutely.
sort of medication at you,
Absolutely.
like, so I have chronic
Absolutely.
knee, elbow, back pain. I got scoliosis
Okay.
and shit. I have gone to the doctors for
Okay.
years to try to get this assessed. They have drawn blood. They have done MRIs.
Okay.
They found nothing. A few years back, I finally went and convinced them. And for 2 years of my chronic pain, they've just been telling me, yeah, so you're in pain. Tracking.
Yeah.
And these were civilian
That must suck,
doctors
dude.
that I was going to at Dugway. And I'm like, so I have chronic knee pain joint and the rest of my joints, and my back hurts constantly. And they're like, oh, all right, let's go take some x-rays. Went, got some x-rays, blood labs, MRI, came back 2 weeks later, like, so there's nothing saying you should be in pain.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, but spoiler alert, I am. So what's the problem? The dude's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, fibromyalgia.
And you're just like,
It's lupus.
so what? Eat yogurt and I'll make it better?
That's what I was like. So what's your recommendation? And he's like,
Yogurt
can
makes
you
everything better.
not be as abrasive to your body? I was like, do you not know my current career field?
What the fuck do you think I do
Listen,
for a
guys.
living?
Ours is a very low impact job.
Since when?
Saving freedom for
Since
everyone on a
when
daily
has it
basis.
been low impact?
Wait a minute.
It's less impact
minute.
than airborne. But when has it ever been low impact?
Yeah. Oh, that's a very incendiary statement. What you implied was because they're on the runway for 24 to 48 hours of time just to find out their jump's been canceled.
Oh shit! Oh,
I mean, that's not what I was
Fuck you,
saying. I
Liz.
was saying the impact of them landing. But sure, yeah, that too.
Yo, Rico just said shots fired. We're
You know what?
attacking everyone.
I don't care. Hey, I just want to call out one tab. Who?
Hey, Brian.
I want to call out one badge. You know what? I don't plan on ever getting it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no.
I've got many buddies who are airborne, and they spend a lot of time on the runway just to go home.
Oh shit! Fuck. Hold on. And Rhodes, I'm listening to your story and I get it, but like, think about this. Think about what was just told to this individual who is a grown ass man who has medical training, and he goes, "Hey man, my Achilles are this close to snapping," and somebody said, "Sprint."
That's like Rico. You were a mechanic. You are still a very well trained
Yeah,
mechanic.
uh-huh.
If someone was to
Yeah.
come to you, and you were like, they're like, oh yeah, so I think my serpentine belt it's shredded. Oh, what do you think I should do? And you
Uh-huh.
go speed.
Yeah, go faster. See, that's a very good analogy. If I could break it down even further, someone comes to me and they say, "Fire hurts because it's hot," and I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead and put your hand in there, bro."
You should light yourself on fire.
I mean, here's
Fucking
what I'd like to do.
Chinese Shaolin monk style.
I'd like to make a modern day comparison to this. Okay, so I'm having
Tiananmen Square, go.
Jesus Christ!
We're now banned in
I'm having
China.
Hold on.
We were already
Yeah,
banned in China.
it's also not going to get any better in a few minutes.
Okay,
so just be
Fuck
aware.
it. I didn't want to have
Um,
a career at this.
I'm having.
Yeah,
that was
I didn't
the
want to have
soft
a future
landing.
in this. Continue.
I'm having a party for my 7-year-old child, right? And I'm
Mhm.
going,
Yeah.
man, you know, I love my kid. He's going to have all his friends over. They're all 7, 8 years
Mhm.
old. You know, who do I want to bring? I just need to bring someone over to entertain them all. And that's like someone's going, like, hey, you know who's a good child entertainer? Jeffrey Epstein.
God.
And you know what's good to serve? White Claw.
It's practically water.
I don't understand this reference, but hey, fuck you, White Claw.
Yeah, and all the college kids who drink, unless you like
Only-
our podcast, then
Only
thank you for your support.
yes, sponsored by White Claw. I've had 17 tonight, even though they don't sell them here.
And you know
I
what?
don't know
Not
what-
even buzzed.
It's so when we were
Someone's
joking
really
about
pissed off
about
listening
this,
to this right now. They're like, dude, White Claw will get you fucked up. I don't know what they're talking about. It's 6%.
right?
White Claw's litty, bro.
Hey, Kyle.
And Jeffrey,
Hey,
and
hey,
Jeffrey,
Kyle. Get your monster hat. Get on your dirt bike. We're going to fuck these guys up like we did your drywall, bro.
I love the idea of some asshole just being like, "Hey, White Claws are right," and Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. Stop it!
Yeah. We're gonna get these guys like the Clintons got Epstein.
Oh shit!
Is that where we were leading? Because I felt like that's where we were
God
actually
damn it.
going.
So,
Hey,
at this
hey,
point in time, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the glorious moment that is, for the first time, not your safety brief, because you're all safe and you're grown fucking adults, so let's not go there. It is time for Rico's Rants!
So this is very, very off topic, but I found out today that Sony is just pulling Spider-Man, the Spider-Man, one of the first Jewish superheroes. Spider-Man, Superman, Iron Man. They're just, that's somebody else's bit, by the way. I did not make that up. That's somebody else's bit. But they're pulling Spider-Man from the MCU, just creating a gaping, goatsy hole
Mm,
of a plot
yeah.
hole in the rest of future Marvel movies. Sony, what are you doing? I do see, however, that people online are like, we're going to boycott the PS4. Congrats, guys. The PS4 is on the end of its life cycle. Have some balls and boycott the PS5. How about that? Eh? So, Spider-Man, should he be in the MCU? Do you like him where he's at?
I mean,
I like
I
him where
feel the
he's
same
at.
way. I don't feel that. I don't feel. I don't know why they would go back to Sony. I don't know why MCU would be like, here you go, little buddy. They literally just produced, in
They're
my
not.
personal opinion, besides the Spider-Verse, two of the better Spider-Man that have come out. Tom Holland is an amazing Spider-Man. For one, he's finally looks like he's the correct age. I mean, he's not. He's in his 20s, but he looks like he's the correct age.
But
He's one of
he's
the most
blossoming slowly.
athletic Spider-Men who have ever played. And the dude's perfect. For being a Brit, he nails the accent. I think he's the best Spider-Man that has been Spider-Man. And Marvel was like, you know what? We had a good 2-movie run, man. Here you go to your evil. It's as if Cinderella was like taken back from the prince, right? You know, he found her, glass sipper, was like, boom, hey, you know, we've had a solid 2 years. Go back to your evil bitch of a stepmom.
No, that's where you're. Let me correct you there, because what's happening is, back in the 90s, Marvel, the comic book company, went bankrupt, so they had to sell off their properties, which is why they had this huge deal of getting all their properties back, right? So Sony is the one outlier that owns anything Spider-Man related. So when these new movies came out, they still own Spider-Man.
Oh, they just allowed Marvel to make the movies? Oh, I thought Marvel bought it.
So it's cross promotion. No,
Sony
they
holds
don't
the
own
cards here.
the rights to. Yeah. So Sony, according to the interwebs, the tubes, Marvel was going for a 50-50 split on first dollar profit, which is apparently some sort of classic thing. I got to look more into that. Sony was like, nah, bruh, we still want the amount of money we're getting. So you know what? We're going to take our Spider-Man and
so
go
now
back.
they're just going to continue the storyline probably with Tom Holland because they own him too. Okay.
Yes, the contract is with Sony, not with Marvel. It's only
Marvel is the production company.
Marvel has some producing rights and some distribution rights. It's pretty murky, but it's a drug deal in order to get Spider-Man still with Sony in the MCU films, which he's flourished in. He's done amazing. You look at Infinity War, Endgame, Far From Home, and it looks like you're looking at a situation where Peter Parker may be the next Iron Man. I mean, this is where we're leading.
Yeah.
Many rumors of the next big Phase 5.
By the way, Rico is our comic book.
Yes,
I am. I'm
100%.
But I finally live in a world where I'm surrounded by people who actually enjoy comic book characters now. Look at Endgame. It's the biggest grossing movie ever. So
So
Yeah.
my thing
Fact.
is, I don't give a shit about Marvel. The movies are fine. They're fine.
You calm the fuck
I
down.
know. But
I'm okay with that.
however, I have
I'm not-
loved watching this Sony Marvel. Like it has been the most on the tip of the sword partnership because like
Yeah.
Marvel, like they wanted it and then Sony let them have it. And then I think Marvel got a little bit too comfortable and Sony was like, nah, we own that shit. And Marvel's like, no, we do. And Sony was like, no, we own the movie rights to this character. And if you don't get what we want, because they want to do this Sinister Six type shit.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think they want to share the profit. And they don't have to because they own the movie rights to do this. Why share the profit? I get it. It's selfish. But hey, guess what? You know what else is selfish? Business.
Yeah, but what I think everyone is afraid of is the fact that, and it's happened with other movies in the past, is that company takes it back, right? They're like, we're going to do it all by ourselves. And then it's going to be shit.
But like,
And then it's just going to die.
last-
Like they could have just kept it with Marvel and had
Yes.
5 more,
Yes.
10 more movies
Agreed.
out of it.
because those last two, I don't mean to call this dude out because I don't think he's a bad actor, but the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man,
I
Terrible.
actually
they were
enjoyed him.
so garbage.
The second
They
movie was
were
horrible.
garbage. They were
The second
so
movie
bad.
was horrible because Jamie Foxx is garbage.
Yeah, the
Oh,
first
they
one
were
was
so
good.
bad.
The second
Oh
one
my
was
god!
terrible.
This dude did not stop crying for 2 movies. He's like, "Oh, I'm Spider-Man! Oh, my Uncle Ben's dead."
I
Oh my
can't hate
God.
it because Emma Stone was in it, and Emma Stone is on my
I
dream
understand
board.
that. But this Peter Parker was just like, "Hey, Peter, what'd you get for this answer for question 19?" "Oh, I got A! And I don't think it's A! Oh, my God! Uncle Ben! Uncle Ben!
Why is he crying
I
over
don't give a
rice?
shit. He's very passionate about rice. I was so mad. And I'm
So,
about to get a knock. I'm
ladies
about
and
to get a knock
gentlemen.
on my door because I was just screaming about rice.
This is a CQ. What the hell is going on?
Are you dying? Are you actively being
Hey, you know
murdered
what?
in here?
Hey, you know
No,
what?
I'm
I'll
cool.
call him out. Hey, Ramball, why don't you take a seat? Cool. Yup.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our time. We appreciate you joining us on just this conversation of debauchery, and just that way you guys get to know us just a little bit more. We didn't want to make you guys think too much on these specific topics. We wanted to have fun. So we hope you had fun with us. We certainly did. If you've gotten this far, you've heard our obscene laughter, and we hope that you stay tuned for us a little bit more. We are trying to put out the 3rd episode here within the next week. And then once we compile all those 3 episodes, then we will be up on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music. I'll fucking mail it to your house. I don't give a shit.
Also, 100 likes, 100 shares. Rhodes will do this live, topless, in nothing but a whipped cream bikini.
Actually, yeah, that's facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. I got to start doing
I'd
more
sign off on
crunches.
that.
I got to get Korea Rhodes abs back.
Hey, speaking of that,
If I'm going to do this, I got to do way
can I
more
make
crunches.
can I make a statement real quick before we sign off?
Do you want to call somebody
No,
out real
no,
quick?
no. I want to express appreciation. So
Yes,
we've
please
had
do.
1 episode come out. We are now recording episode 2, and I want to just appreciate every
For the 15th time.
100%. But they don't know that. So now you've just
They do
yeah,
know.
they do. But I want to appreciate everybody who has commented and liked and subscribed to everything. Like, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. How often do you guys look at your phone and just be like, "Fuck yeah, this is happening"? Like,
I
Every
check
day.
it every
That's what I
day, at
mean.
least 3
That's
times a
what I
day.
mean.
Oh,
And
that's way less than me. I check it 100 times a day.
oh yeah,
and it's
I check it
ridiculous.
all the time.
I thought we'd get like 3 likes,
Right?
and we're like 100 plus now, 140
And
plus. This is
I'm not-
like it's
I'm
insane.
not just trying to.
That's a lot for me.
I'm not just trying to like blow smoke, but like I'm telling you, man, we made one episode of this, and man,
Firth had a random person that he had never met in his life. Logan, this is a shout out
yeah.
to you. Logan found him in a group of people and walked up to Firth, knew who he was just from work, and walked up to him and put his arm around Firth like he's known him forever and was like, dude, I listened to it all week while playing Apex. By the way, Logan played better games.
Oh, shit.
Don't be
When you
rude.
come out with episode 2, and Firth was so confused with who this person was, but the amount of great feedback that we have received from you guys with all of this is fantastic. So please keep up the feedback. Please message us. Let us know any input, any improvements, negative. Send us negative shit.
If you guys want to hear us shit on something specifically, we'll shit on it. Guaranteed.
No.
If there's something that you think that we will tackle in a great way or even in a terrible way and you just want to hear us fucking volley through that, great.
We'll embarrass ourselves,
I'll
guaranteed.
attack Sarah Silverman some more. If that's what does it for you.
Wait, verbally.
Yeah.
Verbally.
Yeah, verbally, this is not a threat.
I'm kidding.
Oh, God. Stan working out of Alexa, please don't. He meant verbally.
Anyway, yeah,
Callback.
that's terrible. Thank you so much. Like, the likes and all the stuff on the internet, but also everybody who comes up to us and who is just like, hey, I like this, I don't like that. Like, all that shit, share, subscribe, all that stuff. But come up to us and just be like, yo, I enjoyed your shit. Fuck yeah.
Fantastic. We really appreciate it. Again, we're doing this for you guys, but ultimately we're doing it for us. We enjoy it. We have fun. This is like a highlight of our week every week. And it's becoming to be this great thing that we did not even imagine doing so well. So we appreciate it. Please spread the love, guys. Let everyone know about it if you enjoy it. Thanks for hanging out with the Underqualified and Overcompensated podcast and or the Uno podcast. I'm pretty sure that's copyrighted, but fuck it.
Hey, come at me, Mattel.
Please like, subscribe, share, and from myself, you all have a fantastic day, night, weekend, weekday, whatever it happens to be. Love yourself and love thyself thoroughly.
He don't speak for me, but same.
From Firth,
I say ho.
peace out, everyone. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
I just want to call one podcast out.